Good morning. Uh, we had a short walk. It wasn't that short, but it was. I have three standard walks. One's an extremely short one. Oh. And then I have a mid-sized one, and then I have our long ones. And just so you know, the long ones are about twice the mid-size, and the mid's twice the short. So it's not like it's a factor of two increase on each. But anyway, point is, uh, Luna went out with me, and she's been a little hesitant lately, not enjoying or being hesitant about going on the walks. And she had a little hesitation this morning, but she went with us. And I thought I heard the makings of a couple of gunshots, hunting shots. So I moved it to a medium walk instead of a long walk. I usually do a long walk on especially Saturdays and Sundays. But anyways, we had a good walk, and Luna had a good time. She had enjoyed her time, so that went well. All right, well, let me have some coffee before I get talking. So I wanted to talk a little bit about. I'm having trouble. I understand what I want to talk about, but I'm having there's there's classic words to describe it. So let me talk a little bit and let's think. At my work, there are two, well, so there are three styles of AI people as far as the acceptance and use of the tool. There's me and another gentleman who are just excited. He told me himself, he says, I go home, I've never had so much joy in at work in a long time because it's just intriguing to him what he can do. And I'm the same way. I enjoy not only using the AI, but I enjoy finding new ways of using it better and more productively. Now, there's the other people that kind of uh, enjoy it and are interested in it, but they don't really dig into it like I do, and like the other guy does. His name's James. So then there's the third person. Don't want to know about it. Doesn't slam it, doesn't say you're stupid, doesn't do anything. They're not derogatory toward it, but they don't embrace it. And that category, I I was thinking about that category today. Actually, I've been thinking about this a lot quite long because I've had one gentleman that I work with said that he hasn't seen much at all uh, usefulness from AI. And I'm like, oh my, Luna, blue, 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 blue. That's enough. You are a loud, loud dog when you. I know what you're doing. I'm not mad at you, but you're a loud dog when you're going like that. Oh shit, dude! Did you catch me with your dew claw? I have to watch his dew claw. It's a really sharp, spiky thing. It's like a little. It's not as bad as a needle, but damn, it's close. Oh, he did catch me with a dew claw. Not bad though. Just a little bit of blood. Okay. Yes. You need to keep an eye on that. I'm gonna have to start this all over again. I didn't know I wasn't gonna have to yell at you so much. Ah, fuck it. I'll just keep going. All right. Yes, you're a good boy. But boy, when you yell at other dogs, it wakes the neighborhood, man. You are loud, way too loud. Okay, so what was I saying? I was talking about him saying he hadn't had anything productive from it, and I'm like, wow, because it's been very helpful for me, and everything from uh, minor changes to PowerShell scripts. I've mentioned many of the different things I've done with it that have been very useful for me, and I'm flabbergasted by the fact, Baloo, don't you go over there, that he didn't say anything. But that goes back to one of the things I ran into when I was in programming. This goes to this whole movement on AI. Again, this is a hope because we don't know a lot about what's going to change and how it's going to change going forward, but this is a hope. When I went to college, first time, I've gone twice. When I went to college first time, actually, I'm going to say three times because I had three significant things I worked on. One of them was uh, physics. I was going to get a degree in physics. And after I had spent quite a bit of time and money for my parents, I found out that what a physicist did. And I think it's expanded more now, but back in those days when I was getting my degree, you were a lab rat. You usually worked with a set of people, somewhere between 4 to 12 people, and you guys would work together for years to work on an analysis or a theorem or something like that. And or you could be a teacher. But the range that they were using physicists back then was very limited. Now you have physicists and stuff like chip designs and stuff like that. So it's expanded quite a bit. But the point is, I got in there. I was in love with physics, but I was not in love with the career. And I tried to struggle. It didn't work. I my grades suffered. I had to leave that behind. So that desire had been extinguished in my love for physics. Then I went to business, and the problem with business was business needed to produce a lot of people, and therefore it wasn't very challenging. When you have a stream of people that were coming out that needed to be big because there was a lot of business and we needed a lot of graduates and stuff like that. You didn't have as much um, tough subjects and stuff like that because you didn't want to get people in trouble. So that wasn't challenging. I could have gone in economics, and if I thought about it, that was actually a viable option. But even the economics was a little bit unchallenging. I still remember when I was in economics, somebody was, the professor was explaining this data, and I looked at the data and it went like this. And he drew it as a line, and he said, "This is the line, and we're doing the differentiation. This is, and we'll take the integral of the line. That way, we know the slope." And I went, "Professor, that's an exponential increase. That's not a line." And he said, "Mr. Graham, is it?" "Yes, yes. Let's talk after class." And after class, he says to me, "You're right about the exponential. However, I have enough trouble getting people to understand the line. So I don't want to make it too complicated. This is something we would bring up in master's and doctorate degree programs in economics, but not at this level. At this level, we want to keep it simple." Okay. So I moved from business over to engineering. Oh boy, that was a quite a change. That was a change, but I enjoyed it, especially after I get through with some of the more rudimentary portions of the course. Um, Once I got through some of the statics, dynamics, and electrical, the basic electrical stuff, I was getting a degree in electrical engineering. But once we got into uh, the more significant parts of the electrical stuff, that was much more fascinating. And I got my engineering degree. And I got out to get my career started in electrical engineering. And you know what? I didn't like it as much as I thought I did. I enjoyed the people and I enjoyed the persons I worked with and the challenges of what I needed to get done. The part I didn't like was I didn't like the software guys. Not them. I just was envious of what they had. Because I would create something. I created, you're working in tandem with a bunch of people. I created things for the programmers to use, communication systems for them to use. And we were installing it, and I give it to them. And what I gave them is dead. I mean, it's the body. They brought it to life. They were the electrons flowing through the brain to have you do the different things you would do. So this is getting kind of long, so I wanted to sum it up a little bit. After that, I got laid off from Applied Materials. There was a big downturn, so I got laid off, and I moved into software. When I moved into software, my eyes opened up and I enjoyed a lot more. I enjoy doing software. Uh, I can't see myself retiring ever because I enjoy software so much. And I will eventually retire, probably because the constraints of the time and stuff like that. But I'm hoping I'll have other things that I can work with. I may have an AI that I talk to that will work with me to create things, whether images or movies or comics or something of that nature. I don't know. But going back, when I went into software, I met with a professor who had been at ACC. He actually taught ACC and UT. He did both of them, and he says he liked ACC a little more because he said there's nothing. He says I don't go to the graduations at UT after a little bit, but I love going to ACC because there are people there who spent years of working part-time jobs and trying to struggle through to get their degree, and there is so much joy in their families because they have that degree. And that's what I want. I want that joy. And he said one of the things he was really happy about, because I was on the deluge where they were outsourcing a lot of software. They had thrown it back over to India and China, mostly India, to do all the work. And he said, this is a good thing. And I was like, why is that a good thing? Don't we want the, he says, you don't want the programmers that don't want to program. That's just, that's just not what you want. You want people that enjoy programming. And he says he saw a bunch of people that came in, they were doing the minimum, they were doing their job in order to get their programming degree, get out there and make some money. That's all they wanted. They just wanted the cash. They didn't care about the craft. And he says now, he says, people like you, like me, because I was always telling them like interesting things I'd learned. He said, people like you come in and you tell me things. And he gave me an example because I had given him a bootloader that because they had put these software security patches on the system. And I came into him and I said, he told me about that. And I said, oh, well, you want to bypass it? And he's like, no, no, I don't want to get you in trouble. He said, that's not going to get me in trouble. So, because I'm going to hand this to you and you're going to do it. And he tried it out. He didn't do anything. He didn't hack anything. He just wanted to see if he could get around the little security thing. And the bootloader did. It popped up generically, and you had to make a BIOS change. Okay, I'm getting too deep now. But the point is, I was loving it. He could see I loved it. I loved being the brains. Will I love it with AI? I don't know, but so far, I am in loving it. And it makes me sad to see people who are not loving it. Makes me wonder what's going to happen. But that doesn't mean that anything bad's going to happen to them. Just like software. Not everybody loves software, but they enjoy it. My wife is sucks at software. She doesn't even enjoy working with most software programs. But the output, the games she plays, some of the videos and stuff like that, she does enjoy. So, man, this is a long one. I'm going to title this one. I was thinking of different titles. I'm just going to title this one Joy. I have joy when I do software programs. I hope you guys find joy too. Let's all have a little joy in our life, right? Right, Baloo? Right, Pepper? Talk to you later.